Alright guys, we're back. I apologize about that. My last video got cut off a little early because I was so caught up in my rant that I wasn't looking at the time. Anyways, this is my Skyrim Dawnguard playthrough. Let's play with some commentary. Stick around with me. I'm going to be talking about a whole host of things, Skyrim related, non-Skyrim related. And I'm going to start by saying that I apologize for the delay in the release of this. It was actually due to the fact that I tried to install a RAID array into my Alienware M17X and somehow managed to corrupt the boot sector of both my hard drives, which was a mess. An absolute mess. I had to go in and I lost my factory restore, system restore image. I lost pretty much everything. Luckily I had a whole bunch of stuff backed up onto my external drive, including my gameplay footage and everything, so I was able to get all my drivers and stuff back, but I have not had to redo a computer from scratch in a long time, and it's not fun. It's not a fun situation that you want to be in. So I'm not going to rant and rave about this because it's not really related, and I'm not going to keep off topic too long. But back your stuff up, friends. Back your stuff up often and back it up to an external drive. Do not have your backups on the main drive because you never know. You could lose it all, and you do not want to have no backups, because that really sucks because you have to re-download. I had to re-download like 200 gigs of Steam games, which is no fun at all, and I'm sure my cable provider is going to be sending me a letter pretty soon telling me to cut it out, but we'll see. Anyway, we're back. We're playing Dawnguard here. This is kind of the tutorial level. You're experimenting with the powers of your Vampire Lord form. It's just like in Werewolf form. When you're in Vampire Lord form, you can't access your inventory. You can't use, I think, items of any kind. No potions, no anything like that. Which adds kind of a strategical element to it. So because you have to be pretty confident in your ability to survive, because you can't whip out a potion when you're in Vampire Lord form. But at the same time, you have really boosted powers. You're a little faster. You can kind of hover around. As you can see here, this is an awesome new feature that they've introduced with vampires, is that you have the ability to feed on people, especially these vampire cattle who are strewn about the castle. That's really handy. Like I said, like I ranted before in the previous video, it is hard to find sleeping NPCs in Skyrim. At least for me, I can't find any of them because they're always out doing stuff. They're always out wandering around, or they're in their houses doing stuff. I've waited. I think you saw in a previous video, I waited in some NPC's house for a good 12 hours, and they were still cooking and doing whatever. So I don't know what that's all about, but they've kind of fixed that now. If you cast Vampire Seduction on any NPC, you can feed off them, and they won't give you any trouble about it. Kusith, he is a really awesome vampire dog hound thing. If you talk to him, even if you have a follower, he will follow you around and he will attack things, but he will die very easily. And you will see this, that he dies in my playthrough, and it made me a very sad panda when he died. There are actually 2 vampire hounds in the castle, so if one dies, you can come back and get the other one. Actually, both of them died through my playthrough, but I will confess that I did use a console cheat after to resurrect Kusith, and so yeah, he was just too cool. He was too cool to let go. I always wanted like a vampire dog, demon dog or something. But anyway, the next part of this story is that you need to go get the chalice. There is a vampire chalice that is a relic of the vampire lore. Apparently, it's very important to these guys, and you need to go find it. And it's, go figure, it's in a dungeon, in a cave. So you're going to have to go to a cave, sort it out. Go figure. It's very formulaic. Skyrim has become very formulaic in the way it presents you with objectives. You know, you get a quest. It's in Cave X or a Fort X, and you go and you kill everything inside. You get the item. You walk back.
I need to fetch the bloodstone chalice. The chalice? Why? What are you up to, Garan? Lord Harkon's orders, Orthiolf. Calm yourself. Our friend here has been ordered to fill the chalice. Really? Indeed. He's off to Redwater Den.
Redwater Den is the next area. Now, a thing I want to note, thing I want to make clear to everybody, if you're in this center area of the castle, you do want to keep an eye out for blood potions. Blood potions are another really handy item that have been introduced for vampires. It counts as feeding when you use them because they're full of blood, and they also restore your health as well. I had a third-party plugin that was doing essentially this, but I ended up disabling it because I was worried that it would interfere with the vampire changes that they were doing in Dawnguard. Obviously it wasn't the case. I doubt they conflict at all, but I just wanted to be safe. Better safe than sorry. So they randomly spawn around the castle, so you can go find them. You can grab them. I think I had about 4 or so in one run. They're really handy to have a couple of those because they count as healing potions, and B, you can feed yourself without finding an NPC. And they've reduced the penalties of being blood starved now so that people won't flip out when you're blood starved. So it's not necessary to feed, really. You could play the whole game and probably not feed. But the disadvantage of not having regenerating health and just all that, you want to take care of that if you can. Now this little tower over here, outside the castle, Dawnguard spawn in there. I don't know if this is a bug or a glitch or something, but every now and then I'll run in there and there'll be Dawnguard in that tower, and it's just confusing. I'm not sure what happened. You'll see later on in the playthrough because you're on this island, castle island, a whole lot, going back and forth, doing quests, but yeah. Now, I count this as a glitch. When you're on this little area and you try to fast travel, there are weird monsters, like you can see the slaughterfish. They're weird critters that counts as having enemies nearby when you try to fast travel from here. So I found that I had to run a little far in to get away from these randomly spawned monsters or whatever. My brother actually complimented me on the amount of places that I have on my map. I don't think I have all the places either. I don't think I've explored everywhere. But it's on my list of things to do. I know I've missed some random quests, miscellaneous stuff, so I'm going to go try and get those all taken care of. Now, the loading times are just crazy for me right now. I think it's because my save game is just so old. Now, this is a mistake. This is a mistake. Do not become a bloodlord in town. That is a mistake. They will attack you. Don't roll into town as a bloodlord. Yeah, don't do it. But as you can see here, I'm hovering, which allows you to kind of sprint. Mini sprint, which makes it good for outrunning guards. I accidentally hit the wrong button when I rolled into town, and I activated my vampire stuff. I thought I had vampire sight on, but I had vampire form. So now, unfortunately, when you change forms, they do not lose their aggro of you. You need to be completely out of town, and you need to wait a couple days, and everybody will calm down. But just because they can't see you doesn't mean they don't make the connection, apparently. Which I think is kind of dumb, because when you're in your vampire form, it's like they can't recognize you. They don't know what you look like. They don't know, you know, they don't know what you look like. So if you change and they don't see you, hypothetically, they should not still be aggressive to you. But this guy's nuts, man. He was running after me. I think I wrecked this fool.
Come on.
He's whacking. I didn't want to kill him because he was just he was just so crazy. I thought I might be able to do like a calm spell on him, but I realized I didn't have one. Now there's a whole necromantic element to the vampires in this game. You can resurrect things under your control. The NPC, Serana, I think is her name, that follows you around, she frequently casts that spell, which is really handy, but I find that on 90% of the things that I try to use with it, it has issues. Like the enemy is either too high level to resurrect, or it doesn't work, or I don't know. So I don't use it very often. I don't use it very often in my playthrough. Now, see, the enemies out here are not scaled to your level, so you can basically steamroll them. However, the Dawnguard are scaled to your level. They are very high level, and they will kick your A. At least they did for me. They did for me. There's a part of this playthrough where I just got almost wrecked. Because those Dawnguard and their crossbows, it's just nuts. Yeah, this is complete garbage. If a guard is attacking you and you sheath your weapon, he's not going to stop attacking you. That's completely false. I've never had an instance where a guard has stopped attacking me because I sheathed my weapon.
Wait, I know you. The only mistake was you showing your face. You've committed.
Now, basically, I have not played Skyrim in a long time, so I'm thinking that if I get myself arrested, I can get my NPC back, because I had a Dark Brotherhood associate partner that unfortunately is gone. Now you can see a cool look at the glowy vampire eyes that the game gives you, which is really, really cool. Anyway, I found out later that my NPC is actually dead, and that sucked, because she had a lot of cool items on her. But I don't remember where her body is. I have a feeling she's in one of those coastal caves, I want to say. I don't remember. I'll have to watch the last video, my last pre-Dawnguard video, to find out where I left her. But it's okay. She kind of annoyed me anyway.
They say if a vampire so much as scratches you, you'll turn into one. That better not be true.
Now, as you get hungrier, like as you don't feed, you get more powers, and the guards will often comment about vampires to you, which is kind of cool, but kind of annoying. So now I'm all confused because my NPC is gone, so I'm gonna head back to Dawnstar and try and get another assassin partner. to come help me, because I've figured out that I don't do so well on solo stuff, especially since I'm lightly armored, so it helps to have like an NPC to kind of run point and distract enemies while I sneak around. But for the most part, I do pretty well. I only died a couple times in this Dawnguard, which is pretty cool. I did die probably 3 or 4 times, maybe. Not 4 times, maybe three times. Something like that.
Do you need alchemy components or training?
I'm actually kind of disappointed that the Dark Brotherhood stuff is pretty much over. I can keep repeating the Radiant AI quests for the Dark Brotherhood, but I don't think there's much left that I have to do for those guys. Which kind of sucks, because I think the Dark Brotherhood was one of the best quest lines that they had. Hands down.
I'm yours. How may I serve you, man? I am honored to be chosen.
So now I got this guy helping me. I think the followers in Skyrim were probably one of the best systems that they introduced, but unfortunately the AI of the followers is just not good at all. And I hope that in future games and patches that they kind of improve the AI a little bit. I doubt they're gonna do it in Skyrim, but in future games at least, the AI really needs to be improved. Just the way it is so clunky, and the way it loses you, and the way it gets stuck, and it's just ridiculous. Anyway, you're about to see a really glitched dragon. I distinctly remember this part of the game, and I was just so kind of shocked. You're gonna see pretty much an untextured dragon. I think. Or maybe not. Like other people have said, this game is really glitchy. I haven't had any crashes since the game first came out. I only had about 2 crashes or so. And those were when I first downloaded the game off Steam, when it came out on the 11th of November. And I've never had a crash since then. I have had 1 freeze, which I think was just related to the fact that I had a whole bunch of stuff running in the background. But the game is stable, but it's just glitchy. There's a lot of glitchiness that goes on with Skyrim, and really the people that complain about that, it's kind of just goes with the territory, you know. It's just one of those things. Here's the bat skill. You can kind of move around very quickly in bat form, which is pretty cool. I didn't use it a whole lot because it won't actually propel you up. It will just send you to straight ahead fast. Alright, so you guys are about to see this glitched out untextured dragon. I don't know if this is just my PC acting up. I don't think so. This dragon rolled in here, and I was a bit shocked. I wonder if it caught it on recording. This is really cool. When you shoot these orbs, you steal the life of everybody caught in the orbs. So it's really great for crowd control. When you launch that thing, it's really awesome. Anyway, this is about... I'm going to wrap up this episode. It's been about 20 minutes. In the next episode, you're hopefully going to see this untextured dragon, and I'm gonna make fun of it and talk a little bit more about Skyrim bugs. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. As always, leave me feedback, comments, whatever, and we will see you in the next episode. Thanks.